Cheers to you. How's it going, everybody? It's Big E here from the King's Room. And today, I couldn't wait. I was going to give it one more day, but I couldn't wait. I've got some good energy, and I'm going to be answering questions that were put forth to me from the video I put out yesterday called Dental Story plus Freak Stuff, but I changed it to Dental Story plus Ask Me Questions because I realized some people might not tune in for Dental Story or Freak Stuff. So if I get more questions after I've answered the ones here, I'll just address those in another video, perhaps. But if you've not seen that video and you're interested in it, I just tell a little pretty horrific dental story with some humor mixed in. Yeah. Anyway, good speaking there, E. Let's switch over to the... Here we go. It's all set up. So this is from yesterday. I'm just going to... All these may not be questions. I'm just going to respond to all of the comments from this particular video here. So the first one we have here is from Mid Ventures. Hello, John. He inspired me to do a Q&A type of little video, and that's what I did. We're just normal men. He says, Ease, thanks so much for mentioning the channel again. I love talking about favorites, so we'll be answering. You're so kind, and I'm so sorry about the panic around the dentist. I was prescribed Valium once for dentist visit, so I totally get it. Yeah, they will do stuff like this here as well, John. By the way, this is Mid Ventures. He's one of my channel members. He's a supporter. He also has a lovely channel, and it's called Mid Ventures. I highly recommend it. Yeah, if you are real freaked out, I think they'll give you pills. Well, I mean, not like a handful. Here, eat these. You know, they'll give you something. They can also sedate you and with like, is it nitrous? I don't know what it is. A couple of things. I've never had any stuff like that, but I'm actually not so worried about like any pain or like the needle or anything. That's uncomfortable. The hard part for me is just calming down, but I think that's also what you're saying is the calming down part. So I may actually ask them about this because I would like to be on the edge of unconscious, quite honestly. Anyway, he says, looking forward to the Q&A. You can steal the concept. I stole your WoW thumbnail style. Yes, you did, you bastard. Unbelievable. Question for the Q&A. What was the first video game you played? And what's your favorite? Interesting. So I asked John here if he had a favorite book or a movie. And I watched that video, and he went through several. And John, I had a similar experience with 1984. Orwell, right? I think that's who wrote that. And I read that book at a very young age. I was equally impacted by the ending of that book. It was great. It did have definitely doesn't have the good guy wins happily ever after, which I honestly prefer in storytelling most of the time. But great book. You mentioned several other books too that I also enjoy. But you did mention one author I'm going to check out. It sounded like a Japanese author. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm going to rewatch the video and check it out because I love reading new stuff as well. So what was my first video game? The first video game I ever played was Pong. Would have been in the 70s. When did that come out? 76 or 77 popped into my mind, but I don't know if it was that early. But I played it on an Atari, I'm pretty sure Atari 2600 with the joysticks. It would have been Pong. Shortly after that, it would have been games like Stampede. You could look those up on YouTube. It was incredible, man. I mean, if you looked at that game now, you'd be like, what the... Some of you might know, but yeah, that was my first game. What was my favorite game? Boy, This is a good one. This is a really good one. So this is going to be early on. I mean, I've played so many great games at this point, but the first game that I played that really like pulled me into it, and I was just immersed in this thing. I think it was one of the Silent Hill games. It may have been Silent Hill 2. It could have been the original. It's where you're walking through the town. You have to go through the town. It's misty. It's creepy. You got to go into the different buildings, into the police station, into the school. I just remember playing that game way back so many years ago. And I would play this thing after work. I was renting a room from this guy. He was a guy I worked with when I lived in North Carolina. We worked at the same hospital, Cape Fear Valley Health System. Between like 9 and 11 p.m., I would play this game in my little room in the dark, and it was freaky. And it just, I don't know. I'd never played a game like that before. And it was, for me, I just have very, very strong and fond memories of it. Now, I know that if I went back and played it now, it'd probably be corny as hell, right? You can never really recapture the essence of something originally. You can do your best, but once it's all about the first time you've played it. So just like 2019 when they released Classic, of course I was hyped, and I'm still playing it now, but it's never going to be exactly the same. But for me, it was the Silent Hill game. Yes, it was. Thank you, John. I appreciate it, man. John's going on vacation soon. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful honeymoon, my friend. Saved by Grace. Oh my God, laugh so hard, I got a tummy ache. I can't imagine. I'm sure you would go to the dentist every day. You're so good at storytelling. Well, thank you, Tanya. I don't feel like I am, but that's a pleasant, nice compliment. I can only assume this is part of the boobs, part of the dental story, which honestly is my favorite part. And I was there. Yeah. I'm glad people got some entertainment out of that. I had to share it. That is something I could not have kept in. I had to share that with somebody. Yes, I did. Hope you're doing well. Also, I just found out yesterday that you got a hunter in the Iron Man Challenge to level 60. How come I wasn't informed about this? If you did let me know, I never saw the comment. That is so, so impressive. Congratulations. Did you do it on Skull Rock or the Defies Pillager? I'm curious. Was it Alliance? Was it Horde? What race? I would love to know. Seriously. What is this? Money? Holy moly, money from John. Hope this helps a little bit with expenses. Dude, 5 monies. Thank you so much. £5 there. Wow. John, thank you, man. I don't see that very often. That's beautiful. Thank you very much for doing that. I appreciate it. That's an awesome little tip there. Thank you. And it does help. It really does. B. Davis says, hey, Big E, love your channel. And I commented you for sharing your genuine self, or commend for sharing your genuine self with us here. You're an inspiration to us all. I will take you up on the Q&A request. So here goes. Oh, my goodness. Well, B. Davis, he's been publicly subscribed for a month. Welcome. Thank you for choosing to subscribe. I really appreciate you being here, and I really appreciate your kind words. Seriously, that was very nice, man. Question time. Here we go. If you could have dinner with 4 other people, living or dead, who and why? Wow, that's an interesting question, man. Living or dead. Well, here's the thing. So my trauma brain immediately senses danger going into a restaurant. So I'm going to take the dinner part out of it. If I could just like have a conversation with 4 people, well, that's something I have to think about, man. Right off the bat, I would say Tolkien. Yeah. John Ronald Reuel Tolkien. That's right, J.R.R. Tolkien. And I would want to talk to him in his later years, like after the books, after the war, I think that would be interesting. Here's the thing. Most of the people I can think of, I feel like their intellect is so far beyond mine. I don't know how I would. It would be weird, right? That'd be a weird thing. And I think all of the people I would want to talk to have probably passed away. But I would love to talk to that guy, man. Just sit and just kind of listen to see how his personality is, how his mind works. I wouldn't know what to ask him, but it would be. The reason I say Tolkien is it's not like he has a giant written, what do you call it? I don't know what the hell you even call it. He doesn't have a large number of works, I don't believe. Some unpublished stuff. But I read The Hobbit, and I've told this story so many times on the channel. My mother gave me a copy of The Hobbit when I was like 7 or 8 years old, 1977, 1978. And I read that book, and at that age, all of the stuff that was going on in my life, all the trauma, that book was a whole nother world and an escape, and I'd never read anything like it. So he is that book was important to me, and I'm actually rereading it now. I've read it several times in my life, but Tolkien would definitely be one. I would have to say, I would probably say Einstein, because I'm pretty sure that guy had a really good sense of humor. And he always seemed, I don't know, obviously nobody knows him these days, but there are people who have, documented him, and there's footage of him. Well, he died in 56, I think, 55 or 56. I think it would be incredible just to talk to that guy about anything. Seriously. I mean, he could blow your mind, with ideas but just to sit and talk to somebody like that, for me, would be just an incredible experience for sure. Two more people. I would say I'm going to go back on this one a ways. I'm going to say Thomas Paine. Some of you may or may not know who that is. Paine. He was what we would call here in America, he was one of the founding fathers. And a lot of the other people that I admire have quoted this man before. He was way beyond his time as far as his thinking, the way he thought about the world, and society, really. And definitely that guy. But again, this is somebody whose intellect is so beyond mine. It would be hard to even imagine like having a conversation with somebody like that, I don't know. But he also had interesting ideas about secular humanism, which is probably not for everybody, but it's a very open-minded way of looking at truth and the human experience, in my opinion. Who else? So I'm kind of a geek and a nerd. I don't know if you guys know who Ada Lovelace. I think it's Ada Lovelace. She was, in my opinion, the first computer programmer. 1850s, I think, somewhere in there. She was this brilliant woman. You can look her up. She had a very interesting life. And I got turned on to her. I was watching some documentary and they just briefly mentioned her. And I was like, what? So I ended up doing a bunch of research on her many years ago. And her life story is incredible. She died very young. She died at 36 from, I think, ovarian cancer. Her mother was terrible, actually called her it. Like, it's written in letters they have documented. And anytime she would refer to her daughter, she would say it. I can't wait to get it out of the house. Shit like that, man. Just horrible. But she knew Charles Dickens, like those cats, man. Her life is incredible. And so the guy who is credited with the first computer, what was the guy's name? I can't remember. she immediately saw that this thing was much more capable than just like logic. And she actually wrote the first algorithm, which I'll say is a computer program for a computer at that time. And it's fascinating to me. She had a brilliant, brilliant mind. And there's some interesting things about when she was on her deathbed. Apparently, she whispered something to her husband, which made the guy leave. And he never came back to, she had passed away or something. And nobody knows what she said. So stuff like that is kind of intriguing. But yeah, if you don't know who it is, you look it up and you can, yeah, pretty fascinating, really. I mean, I could think of so many other people, honestly, but it would definitely be people from the past, I think. People who, in my opinion, have had some sort of profound effect on me personally. But yeah, that's a great question, B. Davis. Thank you, man. Oh, there's more here. I didn't see these. Do you side with Alliance or Horde? The first character I ever rolled in 2004 in December was a Night Elf Druid Alliance. But I got to be honest, I love the undead. I love their story. I'm not a huge lore person, but every time I'm in that zone and I hear that narrator talking about it and the little bit of lore that I know, it's about like moving on and surviving despite, horrible circumstances. I think I'm a Horde at heart, even though I do play Alliance quite a bit. I love the zone. I love the undead starting zone. I love the Undercity, the creepiness of it, the whole vibe of that place. And same thing with Silver Pine Forest, too. It just kind of flows right in. And that dungeon, the hell's it called in Silver Pine Forest? Can't believe I can't remember the name of it. One of my favorite dungeons, early dungeons. I love the way it's laid out. Shadowfang Keep, it's great. I would say at heart, I'm Horde. Yes. If you could be any animal, which would you want to be, and what animal do you think others would see you as? Interesting, man. If I could be an animal, I've always kind of had not a fantasy, but I've thought about this question a couple times, and I've had questions like this. A long time ago, people have asked me this. What's your spirit animal? Stuff like that. I would probably say eagle, or some kind of predatory bird. It doesn't have to be predatory per se, but I just like the idea of flying off anywhere you want, everything in sight, right? You have this amazing eyesight, amazing hearing. Your hunter instinct is just finely tuned, and you can fly, right? I don't know. That just seems amazing to me. Also, the solitary existence really also appeals to me because that's kind of how I am. I would definitely say an eagle. What animals do you think others would see you as? Bear? Wolf? Maybe a troll? I don't know. I've been told many times in my life that I come across as quite scary. Like I just kind of put it off. I'm a bigger guy with muscle, and sometimes I'm shaggy, and when I'm in the gym, I've got headbuds in, and I'm just focused and working out. And like I've met people who later became like friends and sometimes dated, like a woman. She's like, when I didn't think you could be spoken to, or I've had guys, say, you're a pretty intimidating guy, shit like that. So I don't know, maybe a bear or a wolf. I don't know. You guys would be better at answering that. I'd be interested to know what you guys see me as. 3 guilty pleasures. Guilty pleasures. Here's the thing. Anything that brings me joy or pleasure, I don't really think about I don't really experience guilt about it if it's something I enjoy. But I understand what you're saying here. Boy, this is well, if I take the guilty part of it off, I don't want to get sappy or anything, but I am a big cuddler, and I haven't cuddled in a long time. But that's something I always enjoyed about being in a relationship, cuddling up with my girlfriend or whatever. I enjoy that quite a bit. Um, what else? I really enjoy, I've got a record player over here, a pretty nice one I've got like actual albums on vinyl, pretty decent headphones. I got a little chair. Sometimes I'll just tune out. I put the headphones on, I turn the lights off, I put an album on with a little low ambient light in here, maybe a candle, and just listen to an album and just get completely lost in it. I really enjoy that. I get the same thing from certain books as well, but music is a big, big part of my life. And that's something I really enjoy. And I don't listen to music as often as I used to. What else could I throw in there? I mean, food is probably where people would go, like, if it's a guilty pleasure. I guess if I was overweight or obese, it would be, I feel guilty when I drink like a sugar-free soda or have a pizza. But I don't really experience a lot of guilt. I mean, I feel bad because I'm eating garbage sometimes, but I wouldn't include food. Well, here's something I think I'm a little big-headed about. Before I took a break from the gym for 2 months because I didn't have the car, I was benching 425 pounds, which is a decent amount of weight. It's more weight than I've seen anybody at my gym bench. And I got to be honest, there's a part of me that likes it like if I have a guy spot me or something, it's like, wow, man, that's impressive. Like that kind of toots my horn a little bit. Guess I am a little bit conceited there. Yeah. What's your silliest story from your past? Oh my gosh. Silliest story. I have quite a few of these. Well, I've told this one before. My most embarrassing story. I've got some pretty crazy stories. I've told some on the channel, but probably my most embarrassing story. And this happened to me twice. Twice. So I was living in North Carolina at the time. It's shortly before I actually moved to California and started doing like MMA and all that, which, by the way, the video yesterday about my teeth, a lot of the reason I'm in the shape I'm in with teeth is because of the MMA fighting I did in California. But this was right before I did that. I was working out in this gym, and there was a woman there who I was in love with. She wasn't off the scale beautiful, but there was just something about her that I was very attracted to. She was in great shape, and she just kind of seemed not confident about herself. And that to me was some kind of turn on. Anyway, she was there. We were on the same schedule. I would see her a lot. And, I was somebody who didn't have confidence myself, so I just couldn't go up to a woman and talk to her or make idle chit chat. We would catch each other's eye sometimes, and of course I would read into that. But so anyway, I'm at the gym this one day, and she's working out kind of behind me. Like there's a big mirror in front of us, and I remember what I was doing. I was on a flat bench, but I had inclined it a little bit because I was doing dumbbell presses, and she was a little bit behind me facing the mirror, like back off over to my left a little bit. But we could obviously see each other in the mirror. Anyway, I wasn't trying to impress her or anything. I was just doing my workout, but I was well aware that she was back there. And I have back then, I did not like things tight on my body, even though I was in very good shape. I just like loose clothing, especially in the gym. So I had like these big baggy sweatpants and like a big, oversized sweatshirt. It was just more comfortable for me. Anyway, the pants were way, way big, man. So anyway, I had sat down on the bench with the dumbbells, and I'm just kind of situating myself, and I scooted up a little bit, and the bench moved. And I didn't know this at the time, but the bottom of the bench rolled over the bottom of my sweatpants, the cuff at the bottom, and I didn't know it. So anyway, I go back, throw the weights up, I do my set, decent set, right? I'm trying a little harder because, somebody might be watching. And I go to stand up and the pants are underneath the bench and they come right fucking down, man. Right down. And I've got like 120-pound dumbbells in my hand. And I'm so against dropping weights in the gym. I'm not one of those douches. I had to walk a couple of feet with my fucking pants down with these massive dumbbells, re-rack them, and then pull my pants up like it wasn't that big of a deal. So, man, I was like bright red, man. It's silly, but it was embarrassing, And she saw, because I'm just kind of looking in the mirror and she's kind of got her head down. I could tell she's like laughing. We actually spoke about it later, but we spoke about it after the second time it happened to me. Not even kidding. It happened the following week. It was about a week or 2 weeks. And the same shit, I did the exact same thing, and she was almost in the exact same spot. It was ridiculous, man. Yeah, it was super embarrassing. The second time was, she was probably like, okay, what are you trying to tell me here, man? Do you really want me to see your butt? Is that what's going on here? I don't know. Anyway, B. Davis, thank you so much for the questions. I really appreciate it. Welcome to the channel, and thank you so much for subscribing. Cynics, channel member. Love you, man. The dentist prices are ridiculous. The cost to repair teeth is insane. Can't be mad at the dentist employees, though. They don't make the prices. This is 100% true. They don't have anything to do with it. Couldn't imagine if we had to pay the prices Americans do. I had teeth ripped out during Wrath of the Lich King Classic. I remember it clearly because I had just had a tooth ripped out, and that same night was the Ulduar release, and I had to raid pretty much high off of painkillers. That must have been interesting, man. I'm glad you had the painkillers, though, buddy. But the most painful part of getting teeth pulled is the needle. Once the needle is done, the whole process is painless, at least for me. The worst part is just the nerves and building up the process and worrying about it. 100% right, man. 100% right. And I got to be honest, these days, they work that needle a lot different. They will use a very small needle and they'll slowly inject little pinpricks around to get it numb before they go a little bit deeper. The first tooth I had pulled, I was 17 years old. It had gotten cracked. I'd gotten into a fight and it ended up, it got bad. This dude that worked on me had this big needle. There was no like easing into it. The dude just stuck it deep into the gum. Man, I was sitting in this chair and my whole body just went rigid. And I made the most horrible noise. The guy's like, you're going to feel a little pressure. Going to feel a little pressure. Okay. Thanks for that warning. Yeah, I think it's much different these days, man, but it is not fun. But you're right. The anticipation of that first needle before you're numb is the worst. It sucks so bad. It really does. Yeah, man, dental work here in the United States of America can be tens of thousands of dollars and more, depending on what you're doing. It's insane. So if you don't have dental coverage like me, you are screwed. Yes, you are. We all miss the live streams, as hard as it probably is to do them again. Probably once you start doing them more often, it could build up the confidence again. Maybe you could start with members only stream or something to get back into it, or a practice stream. That's a great idea, Cynics. He used to be a streamer, YouTuber, so this dude knows what the hell's up. That's a good idea, man. I do miss you guys. I always had so much fun. Always so much fun in the live streams. I was trying to remember the last time I did one. It's been at least a year. I mean, I could find out. I could look in the live streams tab. Let's actually do it. When was the last time? 1 year ago. I got 40 whole entire views. Oh, it was part 2 of this. Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. Thanks, Cynics, man. Tyler. If only all dentists had similar Distractions. I see what you did there with the double D. Not trying to sound like a dick, but I think she was larger than double D. Yeah, it was a little bit insane. Blade says, I know, right? And then Jemmy says, I'd go get my teeth checked every week. Yeah, I got to be honest. I'm looking forward to the dentist appointment. I am. She is a lovely, lovely woman. And not only is she beautiful, man, her personality it matches. It's just incredible. Yes. Good play on words there, man. Sage Solarius. Hello, new subscriber here. Thank you so much, Sage. Seriously, welcome to the Misty Mountain Gaming family. Thank you so much for choosing to do that. So far, I love your content. The Iron Man Challenge is so interesting to watch. My questions are, what state do you live in, and do you like it there? I love hearing about what people think about the different areas of the country that they live in. Also, do you have any pets? And if not, would you say you were more of a cat person or a dog person, or other pets, i.e. bunny, fish? This is also something I'm super interested into as well, Sage. I kind of like knowing where people are from. In fact, a lot of my live streams I would ask personal questions. Where are you from? What's your address? Well, not that, but it's interesting to me too. So right now I live in New Mexico, which is in the southwestern portion of the United States. I'm between Texas and Arizona, and Colorado is above me. And I live in the very bottom. I live very close to the Mexico border, pretty close, and also close to the Arizona border. I live in a place called Silver City, New Mexico. And I love New Mexico. I've lived in a lot of different states. I've lived in Virginia, North Carolina, New York, Connecticut, Texas, California, and now I'm here in New Mexico. This is by far my favorite. Up north in Santa Fe, beautiful area up there. Albuquerque is amazing because of the Sandia Mountain range. Albuquerque itself is a little bit too urban for me. But if you're a fan of Breaking Bad, that whole show pretty much entirely was shot there in Albuquerque. And I've been to a lot of places that they used in the making of it. But yeah, New Mexico is an incredible. There's low humidity. We go between 6,000 and 8,000 elevation, depending on where you are in the state. The summers are great, low humidity, not many mosquitoes and stuff, shit like that. I mean, we have other bugs. We have other creepy crawlies. We don't get a lot of rain. We get snow. It's just a beautiful mix of the seasons. I just love it, man. I just love it out here. It's incredible. I'm interested to know where you live. I really am. I love hearing where people are from. I also, probably my second favorite place to live was Connecticut. Just because of the fall. The foliage was beautiful. Like, I'm a sucker for nature, and seeing the bright reds and oranges and yellows of the trees when they would change, just incredible. And I lived all over Connecticut as well. Same thing with upstate New York. Do I have any pets? I do not have any pets. Well, I have a fish tank. And I actually just upgraded to a big 20-gallon tank over here, and it is full of cherry shrimp, neocardinia shrimp, and snail. And both the shrimp and the snails are asexual, which means they could just reproduce. So there's a ton of them in there. I started off with this small aquarium last year, and it's a live aquarium. It's got like this really rich natural bedding with rock on top, and I've got live plants, a wood, a stone in there, and they absolutely love it and are thriving. And I've just recently upgraded to a bigger tank. So they don't really count as pets, but my living situation where I rent this little apartment, I'm not allowed to have pets. Would you say you're a cat or a dog person? Honestly, both. I used to be married. I was with somebody for 16 years. We were married for 8 of those years. And so my wife was big into animals. We had dogs, cats, birds, rabbits, lizards, and these special Bengal cats that she used to breed. I love animals equally. At this point in my life, a cat would be more better for my energy and like my agoraphobia. I don't really like going outside, but having a dog would force me to do that, would, go on walks and stuff. But I think right now I could, because you know how cats are, they're just like chill, they're just, as long as you feed them. And I mean, it depends on the cat. There's lap cats too, but I think a cat would better fit my personality right now, because I would feel pretty guilty having a dog, because they're highly sociable and they need to go outside and get energy and all that stuff. And that's just not me right now. But right now I'm a cat person. How about yourself? How about yourself? Yeah, no bunnies, no fish. My landlord, she has 4 chickens in the backyard. We share the backyard. And she has a young daughter. They have a tortoise who's going to live 50 years. And she also has it's a rat snake, actually. Yeah, it's like old McDonald's farm over there, man. Sage, thank you for the question. And thank you so much for subscribing, commenting. I really appreciate it. Welcome. You're quite welcome here. Umbra Blade. Glad you were able to go to the dentist. I have a fear of the dentist as well. It's crazy. We have so much in common. It's weird. Got really bad teeth too. Used to drink an ungodly amount of soda pop. That'll do it, man. You soda drinkers out there, go easy. Take it from somebody who's been through it. I used to drink soda too. It will eat through your enamel, and then you will have cavities and lose your teeth. I still drink a lot of coffee. Recently switched to diet soda. I don't know if you drink stuff like that. Every once in a while, I'll drink a sugar-free soda, but not very often. Also, you mentioned you get financial assistance. Yes, I do, just recently, because I'm not working. He says, I do too. We do have a lot in common, Umbra. I don't want to pry, but depending on your assistance, you can look into doctors that do local anesthesia. I've had it done before recently. My fear got so bad at one point, got a family member I had to pay out of pocket for me to go to the hospital to get major work done. You are not alone on that. Many people have fears like this. And you're worth more than you think, my man. Well, thank you, dude. Of course, I don't know you personally, but I can tell you're a good fella, and I'm glad I'm a part of this community. Hang in there. Looking forward to your vlogs. Take care of yourself, brother. That was beautifully written, man. Thank you. Seriously, I love comments like this. Connecting with people. We all have a lot in common, right? I mean, obviously we don't all have like mental problems like me, but people experience the same things, and this is just beautiful, Reed. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for saying that. And I honestly may talk to them before I actually go, if I can bring myself to call. That's another thing that's hard for me to do, is call people, and talk to them about possibly being sedated. Not because I'm worried about like the needle or whatever, because once you're numb, but just so I don't look like a lunatic not being able to breathe and speak because I'm so nervous. But thank you for sharing, Umbra. Thanks so much, man. It is cool to know that we have things in common like that. I know people suffer, right? Volberg, member of the channel, 1 year, 4 months. Oh my gosh, he's been here since the beginning of this monetization craziness. I feel you on the tooth and gum issues, mate. Mouth was a war zone a few years back as well. There was a time I couldn't handle anything super cold. Forget ice cream. I couldn't even drink cold water without cringing. I am exactly here, man. Beyond the needed dental work, Sensodyne toothpaste and a good water pick for between visits. Maintenance works wonders. Yes, I've been using an electric toothbrush, and I also have it's more natural toothpaste now. My teeth are so bad I can't actually risk the floss. I have done this before where one of my teeth was so bad, as I was flossing, pulling it out, a part of the tooth came off. It scared the shit out of me, and it hurt. But I'm slowly going to get all of this stuff fixed. But yes, man, when you have open cavities and especially nerve pain, For people who take care of your teeth and have never been through this, I hope you never have to go through it, man. Nerve pain in your mouth is one of the worst feelings. I mean, nerve pain anywhere is horrible, but it's just something about having nerve pain in your whole jaw that just, ugh. But I'm in the same situation. I can't even eat on my right side. I have to, and that's weird to try to chew and stuff on one side, but I'm in the same boat, man. Absolutely. Thanks for the comment, dude. Typical Liam even. It feels totally unrelated to the video, but your hair looks fantastic. Wow, man. Thank you. Do you do anything special, or is it just naturally that nice? My hair is pretty light, and as a blonde, it looks thin despite how long it is. I never thought I had good hair, Liam, but I really appreciate the compliment. It's for the majority of my life, it's been really short because I don't like to mess with it too much, and I'll just kind of spike it up sometimes, or, now it's a little bit longer. All I do is just brush it back. I will use it's like a natural hair gel, but it's very, very light. It's not scented. Because if I don't, I kind of have like really light wispy hair, especially after it's washed and dried. It's just kind of sticks up, and I don't really like it. So I'll just usually brush it back and then put a little product in it just so it kind of stays back because it is longer. I don't like it falling in my face. But I appreciate the comment. I really do. I never thought my hair looks good. Up until my early 20s, my hair was down to my butt. I had very, very long hair in those early 90s, and then I cut it all off. It's never been that long again. But it's down to my shoulders. You guys can't tell because I kind of, like I said, I brush everything back. But I really appreciate that comment, Liam. Thank you, man. Cynic says, have you seen that new Silent Hill 2 game? I feel like you'd like it. Seems similar to Resident Evil. I have seen that it was out, and I saw that they're charging $70 to $80 for it, which I think is a disgrace. But I've not watched any Let's Plays on it. It's just the remake, right? I'm pretty sure. I think this is the game I was referring to in the first comment, that original game. I think it was the second one, but it's been so long. Whatever game where the dude with the axe who rips people's flesh off, whatever that thing's name, and like the weird long triangle head, whatever game he was in was the first one I played. So I don't know if this is the same game, but from my understanding, this is a remake. It was actually on my wish list, and I got a notification that it had released. But as soon as I saw the prices, I got so disappointed. They're slowly getting more and more expensive. Every couple of years, they increase the price $5 on the game or something. But hopefully we'll play this on the channel. What I usually do, I'll wait till something goes on sale. And so with the strategy they have now, if you're selling a game for $70, if you say, oh, well, and now it's on sale for $50, like, I feel like that's the price of the game anyway. So, but yeah, I haven't actually watched any footage of it yet, but it's good to know that it's like Resident Evil. I absolutely love the Resident Evil games. We played Resident Evil 4 Remake, Resident Evil 7, and now we're doing Village. They are my favorite horror games so far. I mean, The Forest, the first game, it just has a special place in my heart for a survival horror game. But these games are just incredible. I absolutely love them. I'm so happy we started to play them. I also really enjoyed, oh my gosh, what was it? Hold on, I got to see what this is. What's the horror stuff? Oh my God, can I find it? Outlast. I loved these games. The Outlast series. What did we play? 2 or 3 of the games, man. I loved those. They were great. Jemmy Wow channel member. Look at that, 5 months. Eric, I'm really happy you managed to get to the dentist. Super proud of you. I do really hope the obligations that happened aren't that traumatizing, if you know what I'm saying. If by obligations you mean breasts, I'm totally cool with it. Could be talking about something else. I'm not very smart, Jamie. I don't know. Hope you're doing well, man. Yes, I do. What the hell is this? 100 monies? Jamie, you absolute lunatic. Why would you do this? I'm going to join Mitty here and support with the dental expenses. Oh my God, dude. Thank you so much, Jamie. That is incredible, man. That is amazing. I don't know what the translation is to dollars. It doesn't matter. Good grief, man. Thank you so much. Seriously. This helps me out so much. It really does. The state assistance I'm getting, it's not enough to live on. I have another source of income that it's quite embarrassing and humiliating, but it's also beautiful. But I'm able to get by, but now the dentist is going to be a long-term financial payout for me. So I'm really interested to see how the sliding scale is going to work, because I mean, I should qualify for the cheapest plan that they have, really, but we'll see. I can't thank you enough. Seriously, man. That goes a very, very long way with me. John says, legend. And he says, just following in your footsteps. Thank you, guys. Seriously, that's incredible. That is incredible. Thank you so much. Love you, Jamie. C. Tom, what's up, my man? He says, hey, Big E, good on you for getting out there and getting your teeth looked at. What you described about going to the building, interacting, and being around people, I experience similar things and feelings, and it's a struggle sometimes. Man, I feel you, dude. I really do. I know, like, I'm not alone in the, that weirdness, man. I can't say I have any advice or tips, except maybe to know that it's something other people you see out there deal with, and they all find a way to get through it somehow. You will too. Take care of yourself. Much love, C. Tom. Thank you, man. Seriously appreciate it. Big hug. I love stuff like this, man. I'm sorry to hear that you experience the same things. What can you do, man? I've just started recently trying gummies, like without like the THC, just what are they called? Like CBD. I didn't even know the difference, but it basically just kind of mellows you out without feeling high, because I don't like that feeling. That's why I don't drink or do drugs, because I don't like feeling like out of control, or like, that kind of weird feeling is not appealing to me. But the gummies have helped me out a little bit. I have like sleep gummies I take, and they just kind of make me a little, and I'm a wuss, man. Like, I take a quarter or a half of a gummy. But they help sometimes. And I didn't even think to take one of these before I went to the dentist because I was so nervous. But see, Tom, thank you, man. I appreciate you being here. You're always leaving awesome comments. Seriously, man. Thank you. And I'm still sticking that you look exactly like LL Cool J back in the day when LL Cool J was badass. Look at that dude right there, man. I wouldn't want to fuck with that guy. I'll tell you that right now. Brian Clark, channel member. Mm-hmm. He's been pub subscribed. I don't know why I said pubbed. 6 months. Hey, man, nice going at the dentist. I need to find a different office with those perks. I got lucky. I think I had it coming, man. I think I had it coming. Like, I don't believe in higher powers or anything, but I don't know. I feel like something worked my way. It's like, this guy's suffering. Throw him a bone. Just rest those things on his head. Just do it. Do you miss jujitsu? Trying to get my 12-year-old son back after cross country. He gets bullied occasionally. I'm really sorry to hear he gets bullied, man. This is unacceptable to me, man. I'm going to tell you right now, and I've said this before, if I had a child, I don't care how old they were, and they were being bullied, my instructions, and I would teach my child, if you get bullied like that, punch that kid as hard as you can in the nose. That's my answer to bullies. I don't care if that sounds extreme or not. The emotional long-term damage that bullying can do, it can lead to suicide. So as far as I'm concerned, you have no right to stick up for your kid if he's bullying somebody. He needs to be spoken to, and he needs to be made aware of how big of an impact something like that can cause. And it usually takes them getting their feelings hurt or something like that. But I'm real sorry to hear that, man. I do miss jujitsu quite a bit. I miss all of the martial arts. I started with Shorin-ryu karate, which is an Okinawan-based karate when I was very young. Then I got into Taekwondo, boxing and wrestling, and then I finally discovered jujitsu, and that led me into mixed martial arts. Jujitsu is superior. It is, in my personal opinion, the best martial art form for self-defense, offensive, defensive. It's just incredible. I do miss it, and unfortunately, I'm not able to do it these last couple years. One reason is because they don't have anything like that here in Silver City. They do have a karate, is what it says. I don't know what form, but there's a karate place downtown. But I'm just not able to go back into a dojo and do that kind of stuff around that many people. Unfortunately, I do miss it quite a bit. Yeah, man. I can't recommend enough jiu-jitsu. Even the first, I got to be honest, if you're with a good trainer, a traditional jiu-jitsu trainer, just 3 or 4 lessons of jiu-jitsu, you're going to be a world apart from somebody who doesn't know how to fight. Just how to protect yourself and distance and all of this stuff. It's incredible. I told the story before. So I've got a black belt in Taekwondo, and I've got a brown belt in Shorin-ryu karate. I sparred against a blue belt. Blue belt. The first belt you get, not the white, but the first belt, a jiu-jitsu person. I got completely controlled and dominated. Like, I thought I could, take care of myself. Dude, there is no comparison. This dude he was doing things to me with space. It just completely controlled me. And I got to be honest, man, I was like, my mind opened up. I was like, what is this? I mean, I've heard of jiu-jitsu before. I had no idea about the tactics and what it was based on. I just was like, man, I wasted like 18 years. I could have been into jiu-jitsu. I'm not even kidding. It was a matter of weeks and I was taking jiu-jitsu. It's phenomenal. But thanks for the question, Brian. Thank you for being a member. Thank you for your lovely comments. I really appreciate it. I really hope your son doesn't have to deal with this crap, man, too much longer. As far as a teacher or the school saying retaliation is not okay, that's bullshit. I'm going to say it right now, man. If your kid is being bullied, punch that son of a bitch in the face. And I'm not sorry, because there are horror stories where very young children are committing suicide, right? That's such a rough age, man. 12. I'm not, obviously, Brian, I'm not talking about your son, but I think you know what I'm talking about, man. You're going through emotions, your body is changing, hormones, peer pressure, all this shit is affecting. And to get bullied and called out like that can be crushing. So I hope that gets worked out. Seriously. It's like, I'm all upset now because, child's being bullied here, man. Amanda, hello there. For the Q&A, loved your lifestyle content. What's been your fitness journey? You're a new member. A new member. I didn't even see this. I'm going to jump on this today. I'm going to add you to the thank you screen at the end. Oh my gosh, Amanda, thank you so much for doing that. I really, really appreciate it. You've been following me for a while. I really, really appreciate that. Beautiful. I love that badge. Thank you so much. Also, Eric, we do depend on you. Your content is an anchor for a lot of us. You help calm other people's anxiety. God damn it, don't make me cry. Thank you for saying that. Seriously, fuck, I just got emotional. So Everything's fine. Um, I really appreciate that. That kind of hit me. I wasn't expecting. Um, what's been my fitness journey? So I started working out when I was about 15. So that is, I'm 54. What is that? 39. Almost 40 years I've been working out. I'm not crying. You are. Almost 40 years. But for many years, I didn't know what I was doing at all. But here's an interesting thing about the fitness journey, about me being in the gym. I didn't know what was happening when I was like 15 or 16 as far as how I felt. I didn't know about endorphins and how it just makes you feel better. It's good for you mentally and physically. All I knew is that it was something I wanted to do. I felt good doing it, and I felt good afterwards, always. Because at this time in my life, I was suicidal and just horrible. I was terrible. And it working out pretty much got me through a lot of stuff. But it wasn't until later that I started looking at it as a way to kind of improve my body. It was just something I was doing. And up until I was 15, 16, I was thin, skinny as a rail, embarrassing, humiliatingly thin and skinny, malnourished. And then I saw that my body slowly started to change over a couple of years, and I started to get muscle. And then from that point on, it was just, I have an obsession with it at this point. It's very, very difficult for me not to go to the gym, which is good. I mean, that's okay. But yeah, that's, so I started working out by myself, and I had a friend in high school. I became friends with this guy. He was a lot like me. He was pretty quiet and stuff. And I met him. Really, all of the people I met were through my younger brother. He was different than me. He was very social and outgoing, even though we had a lot of the same traumas and stuff. But so he met these two kids, Dak and Rush, and then they were rich. They lived like a mile away on the water in this mansion. And to me, it was a mansion because I lived in a shack. But they had a massive group of friends, and so I met other people through them. But anyway, this guy, Jay, we just kind of hit it off, and he started coming over, and we would work out. We would later get a house together, like after high school and all this. We worked together. He transferred up to Connecticut. We just were very good friends. And anyway, we worked out together for a very long time. And that really changed the way that I thought about it, because we were pretty well matched as far as strength goes. He was stronger in some things. I was stronger in other things. So when we were working out, we would push each other, not like on purpose. We just, oh, he did this many, I got to do that many, that kind of thing. And we both got pretty big. Yes, we did. And then years later, I moved somewhere else, found a guy I worked with. We started working out together. It was the same kind of thing. But for the majority of my life, I've worked out by myself. It's just something I really like. I don't know if I've described it very well, but it's always been about, this is going to sound bad saying it out loud, but if I don't go to the gym, I start beating myself up and feeling really bad. So in order not to do that, I need to go to the gym. And so that's kind of what it is for me. But the benefit is, I'm a pretty muscular guy. I'm a pretty big guy. So there's a good benefit to it, even though it's an obsession. So, Amanda, thank you so much. Seriously, I got to write it down so I don't forget. I'm going to need to add you to the members list. Thank you so much for doing that. Seriously, welcome. Really appreciate that. Love you so much. Big hugs. I'd give you a hug if I could. Matthew, hello, my friend. Glad you're going to the dentist, Eric. Be done with this pain of yours for good. The molars in the back, they basically have no choice to get cut into 4 because of the curvature of the roots. I didn't actually know that, man. Look at Matthew here with the info. I had a couple removed this way. Yeah, that makes sense. It is a large tooth, right? And I had the one in the back, 2 on the other side removed, and it was the same type of process. It took forever. I didn't actually know that what they were doing though. But thank you, Matthew. Appreciate it, man. He's received one of the highest number of hearts from me. That's right. Love you, Matthew. The Pursuer, channel member, YouTuber, at 5441, you already got them when you first passed through. Oh, this is Resident Evil. This is the newer comment. 3 minutes ago. Let's see what this is. No goodies? Are you kidding? Oh, I had already been here. Yeah, I actually remember that now that you've timestamped it. Oh, that's it. We're caught up here. Man, this game, absolutely love it, but good God, do I get lost. I have to be the worst navigator in games when there's multiple levels, and especially if you have to backtrack. Dude, I end up getting so lost, it's kind of embarrassing. So anybody watching that, I do apologize. That's the way it is right now. Anyway, if I get any more comments or questions, I will definitely respond. I do have some new ones here. Okay, these are all on other another video. Let's get back here. Am I still uploading anything here? Yes, I am. Close that. Let's bring you down here. Alrighty. Well, that was fun. It really was. Thank you for such lovely comments and getting me emotional. And just, I don't know, just being here. It's wonderful. I got very excited when I saw that a couple of people had asked questions. And this is one of the reasons live streaming can be awesome too, because I can ask you guys questions back, and that's a really good way to interact. So hopefully soon I'll be able to do that. And I will have, I mean, I've talked about it so much now, I don't know if I should even put it out, but like I still have this 20-minute video of me sitting in my car, like driving there and then sitting in the car before I go into the dentist yesterday. And like you can see like how nervous and stuff I am. I could put that out, but I think at this point I've talked about it so much. But if anybody's interested, maybe I'll release that, and you can watch me agonize if that's what you're into. Hold on, let me close this, guys. I'm doing like 5 things at once here. This just finished rendering, so I need to get rid of this one. There we go. If I don't stay on top of that, I get videos confused. You guys know that. But I guess that's it. Yeah. And like I said, I'll check on the video over the next couple of days. If I get any more questions, I'll answer them, maybe during the next King Reads comments. But I just want to thank you for engaging and being here, following, liking, subscribing. It's just, you know, goes a very long way for my mental health, believe it or not. And as always, my channel members, I love you guys so much. Seriously, you know, your couple dollars or whatever it is, it adds up in my life, and it makes a big, big difference. And it's mind-boggling and mind-blowing to me that people are willing to support me that way. You know, it's incredible. So thank you so much. Anyway, I guess that's it. I don't have anything else, I don't think. Oh, well, so I've been considering something. Do I even say this? I don't know if I can do it. Cynics, you absolute legend. He did mention that Red Dead Redemption, the first game, is going to be released, re-released for PC soon. And I know that Red Dead Redemption 2 is the prequel, right? And I really want to play Red Dead Redemption, but we never finished Red Dead Redemption 2 because, as you know, anybody who was watching that and the Harry Potter, my hard drive corrupted and I was unable to recover data. Had to rebuild the system, all of that. And I lost both save points in all that progression. But I've been thinking about getting back into those games because I honestly was really enjoying them. I loved both of them so much. The story of Red Dead Redemption 2 is incredible. And, you know, we had gotten, I don't know how far we were, but we were playing, what you call him? Like Arthur had gone. We were playing John Marston, and like I was into it, man. Same thing with Harry Potter. Like I don't know anything about that world. I never read those books, but I was really getting into. It was just a fun and different little game with like little puzzles, and it was interesting. And I do miss that. And I know I did. I do have people who were really into the Harry Potter and the Red Dead. So I have been thinking about if I would be able to just like off camera, try to play those characters back just roughly to where we were. I mean, I don't think I get it to the exact same point because I honestly don't really remember too well. I remember with John Marston, I think we had connected back with, was it Sadie? Was that her name? I love her character. She's like one of my favorite characters in that. Katie or Sadie? I can't remember. You know, he was at the he got a job at the dude's ranch, and then he had met this other lady. He had having trouble with his wife. We were like right in there. And then for Harry Potter, we were talking to the wizard dudes in the panels. I think we had 2 more to unlock, and I was going between doing like main storyline quests and side quests, and it would be fun to get back there. And you know, if I'm going to play Red Dead Redemption 1, I really need to finish the prequel first, because that like leads into it, right? And I think that'd be a lot of fun. So I'm not going to make a promise, but it's something that I have written down over here and something I really would like to do and kind of bring those things back, because I hate that they just abruptly ended that way. You know, I've ended Let's Plays. I see the video is screwing up over here. I don't know why this happens. Let me switch to this. Yeah. I don't know why that happens. Let me turn that off. Every once in a while, that video that I use there, it just starts to like lag out and stuff. But yeah, anyway, we'll see what happens there. I feel like we're getting pretty close to wrapping up Resident Evil Village. We have to deal with Heisenberg, and then of course we have to deal with Mother Cranky Pants there. Who's it? Miranda or whatever her name is. I guess that's going to be the final showdown. That game's been a lot of fun. And then we'll be moving on to another Resident Evil game. I may take a week or so, and we'll do like another vote or something. I have games that have come in second place on the last 2 polls. What I might actually do is just look back at the polls and take those second place games, because they were things I wanted to play as well. We'll see. I don't know, maybe Silent Hill, who knows? But I will say I'm not going to support and pay $70 for it, because I don't know. I feel like it's just too much. It's too much for a video game. It really is. But they try to just make it the norm. This is what happens is, like, you know, they keep pushing the price, man. Keep pushing the price. Games used to be like $10, $20, $30. It's like like I said, every couple years to just throw it a little bit higher, and then people accept it, and then that becomes the normal price for a game. So if the game went on sale and it was $20 off, you'd still pay $50 to $60 for it, depending on what version you bought, which is nuts. So anyway, I don't want to get into all that, even though I just did. That's it. Thank you guys so much. I love you. Take care. I will see you in a future episode of something.